Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to show you the breakfasts that have consistently been working for me through all my testing. Because over the past 2 years across different countries, different foods and different routines, there's one thing that has stayed surprisingly stable for me, and that is starting the day with a savory breakfast. Now I think when it comes to breakouts or acne, consistency matters much more than variety. And breakfast is actually a really good place to start with that. And for me, I usually just start the day with 2 to 3 eggs. Most of the time I make scrambled eggs with a pinch of salt. I usually cook them in a real unsalted butter or a bit of macadamia oil. And then I will always add something fresh on the side, like a handful of cherry tomatoes and or some peeled cucumber. So something fresh, simple and easy to digest. And if I add anything else, it's usually something like real fermented sourdough bread with a bit of unsalted butter. But it's never the center of the meal, just a small addition. And I eat this kind of breakfast most of the week, maybe 4 to 5 times. I could honestly eat it every day, but sometimes I just want something different. So instead of eggs, I will have some chicken or fish, usually steamed, grilled or boiled, and sometimes fermented, although I keep that fairly low because of the salt content. And then I pair that again with the same sides: cucumber, cherry tomatoes, sometimes a small banana or a bit of sourdough bread. Sometimes even just plain, depending on the portion and the type of the fish. For drinks, I usually just have plain water on the side, or if I have coffee, it's very simple. Black filtered coffee without sugar, or sometimes an iced Nescafe with just a little bit of sweetness. Maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons of condensed milk, but that's it. So overall, the idea behind this breakfast is actually very simple. It's about having a stable, savory base, adding something fresh and not overloading it with sugar or unnecessary complexity. And I know this might sound almost too simple, but that's exactly what made it work so well for me. Because when something works consistently across different environments and different routines, that's when it becomes really valuable. Now, of course, this is based on my own observations, but if you're trying to figure out what works for your skin, this is actually a very easy place to start. Because breakfast is something you repeat every day, and that makes it much easier to notice patterns over time. So that's what I want to share with you today, and as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!